I have never seen such a pathetic individual as Andrew Bolt as is talking about Tucker Carlson and Tucker's cancellation or being sacked. Remember, and this is acknowledged by Bolt in this video, that that Andrew himself is an employee of the very people that sacked Tucker. Now, instead of coming to Tucker's defence, which he doesn't really do, I don't think, it is interesting to watch this because here he is trying to walk a fine line between criticising his boss and Tucker's demise. And I find this really, really interesting because this says so much about Andrew Bolt, that is an individual who doesn't necessarily, so I'll put it differently. He's an individual who likes to confront the system as he sees it. But when the system is embedded within his own organisation and he would like to try and fight that as best as he can, he finds he can't. So it demonstrates a gutlessness around Bolt and Sky News commentators in general. So I'll play what he has to say and we will talk about it as we go along.
Let me explain something that's stunned the media world, and not just in America. Stunned and bewildered many prominent names on the media right.
All right, I got to give you some breaking news. Tucker Carlson is out at Fox News.
Because Tucker was the mainstay of the populist voice over at Fox, and this is blockbuster news.
Donald Trump also struggled to believe it.
Well, I'm shocked. I'm surprised. He's a very good person, a very good man, and very talented, as you know, and he had very high ratings. So,
and Tucker Carlson did indeed have high ratings, the highest by far in his time slot. And the left is celebrating his shock fall.
Fox News Media and Tucker Carlson have agreed to part ways.
But for a long time, no one could figure out exactly why Tucker Carlson had been sacked, or even if he had been, and by whom. I mean, maybe he just walked. Well, let me now just answer that and also declare that Fox News is part of the Murdoch media empire that includes Sky News. Now, Tucker was actually sacked. And as some outlets have reported just before I went to air, he was sacked by Lachlan Murdoch, the day-to-day boss of News Corp, now that his father Rupert has stepped back. And the scoop is that he was sacked essentially for thinking that he was bigger than Fox News.
I find this important to say. So here he is, Andrew Bolt, saying that he was sacked because he thought he was more important than Fox News, which is another way of saying he thought he was more important and more powerful than Murdoch. And that is just unacceptable. So this is the first time I've watched lots of videos in relation to why Carlson was sacked. And no one has ever mentioned this until now, because here's Andrew Bolt saying, basically, no one's more important or more powerful than Murdoch within that organisation. And I think that kind of is an interesting admission, really.
Glenn Beck, Megyn Kelly, Bill O'Reilly, and it's only got stronger. And I suspect it'll survive losing Carlson as well. Good a journalist as he was in so many ways.
He wasn't a frigging good journalist at all, you moron. It was as bad as you are, Andrew. So don't offer any accolade towards Tucker Carlson, who was just the most revolting individual on this planet, apart from Trump and a few other Republicans, I guess, and a few other people on After Dark on Sky News here in Australia. You're just one of them. And here he is trying to tread this fine line.
But maybe now some other hosts, and not
maybe
just the Fox News, will realise it is Lachlan Murdoch who runs the business and it's not them, and he must run it. You see, last week Fox News had to pay more than $1.2 billion Australian in compensation because Some Fox News hosts have gone nuts pushing the fake news that Donald Trump was beat.
Now, I love this. So here we have Andrew Bolt get into the nuts and bolts of the whole problem. The problem being that Fox News, were pushing the lie, which Murdoch knew about, and Murdoch knew was a lie, but thought that it was okay for his on-air presenters to push the crap that they were. Because at the end of the day, it was about money. And I find this kind of fascinating where at one point it was okay because the ratings were high and they were fearful of losing to AON and Newsmax. But when that didn't completely evaporate as they were anticipating, they went along with it until it got to a point whereby it was started to cost them money in the courts. And then there are a group of other legal problems that they were confronted in terms of not just Dominion, but Smartmatic, and then there was a lawsuit by one of their employees. And then there's another lawsuit by some shareholders. Smartmatics are looking at about $2.3 billion, which will wipe out any of their earnings throughout the 12 months. So they're fearful that this is going to just escalate. So at one level, they were prepared to allow these issues to continue. At another level, though, they became fearful that as long as people like Tucker Carlson were programmed to present these lies, and he was determined to do so, then he had to be the scapegoat. He had to be the one that went. So they were aiming at the top, got rid of him, and hopefully things will start to settle down. And here's Andrew Bolt saying, well, I knew the election was stolen, blah, 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 blah. I haven't got any tapes, haven't got any videos of Andrew Bolt saying anything otherwise, but I'm quite sure that there are he and others who were questioning as to whether the election was legitimate or not. And here he is now having to say that, okay, Tucker Carlson did the wrong thing by stating that the election was stolen, and a whole host of other conspiracy theories that he was a party to. So let's have a look at what more Mr. Bolt has to say.
Voting machines that have somehow been rigged. Now, I said at the time, this is crazy stuff.
You're such a coward, man.
It's true that Carlson did not push that lie like some other people, particularly at Fox, did. He was sceptical. But the court battle with Dominion, the company that made these voting machines, revealed that he did know those machines, they weren't rigged. The lie was a lie. Yet he still told another host that a producer should be fired for saying so. And yet it was more than that behind Tucker Carlson's fall. He's also being sued by a producer claiming he had a misogynist workplace. We don't actually know.
So here we have Bolt trying to explain a position which places him somewhere in the middle. So he's not he's siding with Fox on one level, his boss, his employer, Murdoch, and is critical of Carlson on the other. But he's not having a direct go at Carlson. So he's trying to work out this incredible position that sits somewhere in the middle. And I think he's struggling like hell to be able to do so. This is the most placid version of Andrew Bolt that I've ever seen. So, and I think that it'd be interesting to see how Fox News changes, how Sky change. There was a report recently whereby the media watchdog had a go at Sky News for some of the statements that they'd made around climate change and vaccinations that were grossly inaccurate. So does it mean that the reporting will be different, even in the opinion pieces? We don't know. I'll probably do a video on those other issues later on. But if you've got any questions in relation to this, please feel free to contact me at this particular address, and also please ring the bell to subscribe to my channel so you can get notifications in the future when I post a video. So thanks very much for being with me. Take care, look after yourselves, and be safe.